too scared to set it free. Break down the walls, show me your heart. This is the place where I fall apart. You told me of a place to call home, someplace where I will not feel alone. I'm promised a destiny, but I won't trust what I cannot see. Some mother will tuck me in to this confidence bury me. Break down the walls, show me your heart. This is the place where I fall apart. You told me of a place to call home, someplace where I would not feel alone. You showed me love like I'd never known. You told me of a place to call home. deepest wound. My most painful scar, and I cherish you. Well, ignore my warning. Just know that I'm sorry for you. And all this time, just know that I've tried for you. Come back to me. Take me away and break me into pieces. Hit me with the truth. Don't pull your punches, and I'll brace myself for all this pain. Erase myself and start again. Grab a hold of me and throw me in the deep unbreakable, bonded by our passion, undeniable, brothers till the very end. Just a bunch of outcasts, only meant for slaughter. But we will overcome this if we can band together. Look into my eyes, grab a hold of my hand. Remember who we are, brothers till the very end. Remember who we are. Are. Never thought I'd be alone, always thought I'd have a home. One by one you fell away, all your stars were taking grades. What was once inseparable has become forgettable. Brothers till the very end, stripped of all its meaning. It's just me. It's just me.
Well, good evening, folks. Man, I think my mic dipped out a little bit. There we go. I thought it might have done that, but took a chance and hoped it was still on. But good evening, folks, or good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. Quincy Kane here, and this is live stream number 172. And it is game night. I'm going to play some songs for you, but we've also got some friendly competition coming up. I don't know if you guys could notice, it was bugging me. One of these strings is out of tune. And now we're good. Here we go. It was so bugging me. There was no way to fix it. I'd already started the song, so. But now we should be good to go. All right, 1 second here. Yes, so it is game night, and we're going to have some friendly competition with the tier list game. I will explain how that goes, but first let's catch up with the chat. If you're just tuning in, don't be shy, say hello. I see we've got a few champions here. Last week, our winner was Indy. Indy won, and then Merc, we had a second round, and Merc was the winner of the second round. I see we've got Gary in the chat. Gary, appreciate you tuning in. Becky, it's good to see you again. Whoa, this is a bit more intense than last week's intro. Yeah, just a little bit heavier. Yeah, that one's kind of a little more of a prog metal song, but hopefully you liked it. Let me see. Let me catch up with the chat here. Yeah, Merc looks like ready. And remember to put on live chat though. It should be for me. It should be live. I mean, unless let me see here. I see. So there's top chat and then there's live chat. Okay. So I just switched that. So maybe maybe that'll fix the issue. Sometimes what'll happen in this game, someone will give an answer, like two people will answer at the same time, and on their screen they'll see their answer first, but I'll see someone else's answer first. And so maybe setting the chat to live chat will fix that. So we'll give that a shot and we'll see if that works. Let's see, catching up here. Jack's saying, I was asking how his week had been. Been okay. Haven't been sick, so that's good. How have you been? I'm glad you're feeling better. Let me know if there's anything coming up that you're looking forward to, anything that you're excited about. I've been doing well. Been kind of wrapping up a few things. I'm currently editing the music video for a mirror that was broken, so trying to get that edited. And I was actually hoping I'd be doing some songwriting this week. I'm really ready to start the next song. I'm really ready. It's a new one. Really excited to bring it to you guys, but it's not quite ready yet. And I haven't had a chance to work on that. I think I'm going to have to get started on that next week. Let's see here. Becky was saying, hello. Becky, it's really good to see you again. Let me know how your week has been. Anything coming up that you're excited about or looking forward to, let me know. And I will explain the rules of the game here. We're going to do a little bit of friendly competition, but we'll have some music as well. We got Gary here. Gary, always good to see you. Hope you've been doing well. Let me know if there's anything new or exciting coming up that you're looking forward to, or anything that you've done lately. Man, this mic keeps dipping out. Hopefully that will stop. Let's see. Indy, hope you're... Man. I'm sorry, everyone. Yeah, that's really bugging me. Not really sure why that's doing that. Hello, check 1, 2. That is... I'm like banging my stuff over here. All right, hopefully it'll stick. Sorry for the technical complications, everyone. Indy, good to see you. Let me know how your week has been. Sounded great, thank you, Indy. Hey, Abe, good to have you in the chat. Quincy Kane, yeah, good to see you. Abe, let me know if you've been working on anything, if you got anything new coming out. Let's see here, or anything exciting coming up that you're looking forward to. And then Becky was saying, the only game I'm good at is Road Rash, and that's over 30 years old. I don't know if I'm familiar with a game called Road Rash. I know what Road Rash is, but I might have to look into that. This game's pretty simple. Wow. All right. You might have to be a little patient with me. Hello, check 1, 2. Man, I'm so sorry. I don't know why this... Usually, like, it'll act up a little bit, but usually you just kind of give it a little bop and it'll start working again. Man. Okay. All right. Maybe we got it worked out here. Maybe. All right. Yeah, really sorry about that. Okay. It was on Sega Genesis. Man, I remember the Sega Genesis. So maybe I'll remember that. Yeah. I was thinking like, I wasn't thinking like video games. So we used to play, Sonic on the Sega Genesis, and what was it? Beast Warriors or something like that. Like you transform. You're like just kind of regular dudes, and then you transform into like these animals, these like ferocious animals and stuff. So, all right, I'm going to post a link here. Just to say, if you'd like to help me fix some of my technical issues, you can certainly support my music. There's a link right there if you'd like to leave a tip or something like that. And maybe I can get my gear upgraded and we won't have quite so many technical issues. All right, Road Rash, punching people off. Sorry, something's in the way. Off motorcycles, gotcha. Not cutting out, just some noise. Okay, so hopefully it's not too bad on your guys' end. Yeah, sometimes it'll dip out, like it'll get really quiet. So, but we'll see. And that noise is when I'm pressing my preamp to kind of breathe life back into it. Okay, so let me bring up the tier list here. This is what it's going to look like, for those of you who don't know. So this is a tier list. You can see we've got from the top S down all the way to F. Again, it's kind of like grades, in school. F, you fail. D, C, B, A is the top grade, but then there's one above that. That's S, which stands for superior. Everyone is going to start on the bottom. I've got a few names here, and I'm going to get a few more names in the chat, or in this competition here. So let's see. We had Abe, so I'll get Abe up here. Everyone's going to start on the bottom on F tier. And the objective, I'm basically going to ask a series of questions and challenges, and there's kind of a variety of stuff. So sometimes we're looking for an exact answer. Sometimes the most creative answer wins. Sometimes the fastest answer. Sometimes it's a guessing game. It's a variety of stuff. And basically, whoever passes the challenge or answers the question correctly, that person advances to the next tier. So we all start on the bottom on F, and you advance up to D, C, and there's going to be certain perks unlocked along the way that give everyone else a chance to catch up. Kind of like Mario Kart a little bit. It's like the better you're doing, the more advantages the people behind you will get in order to catch up. So so really, it's a game that anyone can join in at any time and come back. I'm pretty sure those of you who know Daniel, I'm pretty sure he came in like late once and then came back and won the whole thing. So it is possible. It's like a game. Anyone can play it. Pretty easy to hop right in and come back. And there's a few. Some people, they're not super competitive and they just like to watch the competition and just be a part of the chat. So that's always fine as well. F tier all the way. That's right. So goal reached. F tier all the way for Abe. Yep. And it sounds like Abe and Becky are both fans of the Road Rash game, so I'll definitely have to check that out. All right, give me just a second here. So, Becky, I'm going to get your name made, and I think there's a few other people. I need to get Gary in on this. So give me just a second to get that name made. But everyone, let me know. Let me know if there's anything exciting that is coming up, or if there's anything you're looking forward to. Maybe you have some goals you're working towards. What are some plans? What are some things you're excited about? For me, again, I'm just trying to kind of wrap up things with this this last song, and I'm really just excited about getting to this new song. And I think I'm thinking of going to see some movies soon. There's actually kind of a few movies. I heard that Warfare movie was really good. I don't know if you guys have heard about that one. But there's a movie called Warfare, which I heard is pretty intense, and I'm thinking of going to the movie theater this weekend and seeing that one. And then what else have we got? I'm looking forward, I think next month, the Mission Impossible movie comes out. I really want to see that one. And what else is coming out? I feel like there was one other movie. Drawing a blank on it right now, but there might have been one other thing I was interested in. Let's see here. And lately I've been watching through the Dark Knight trilogy. So I watched Batman Begins, and I watched The Dark Knight, and then I just got to watch The Dark Knight Rises, but I haven't had a chance to get to that one yet. But those are great movies. I quite like them. I want to watch Thunderbolts. Yeah, I think I'd heard of that. Who's in that Warfare movie? I don't know if it's got any like huge name actors. I think it's kind of a smaller budget production, but it's like well done. I don't know if you're familiar with A24 Studios. I don't know the whole story behind them, but what I do know about them is they're pretty good about bringing like original stories. A lot of the movies that they produce are not based on pre-existing properties or franchises or things like that. They're original stories, and usually they're more low budget. I should say low budget, but high quality. It's like a lot of their movies that they put out are done at a fraction of the cost of some of these bigger budget movies, but they're far superior films. There might be some recognizable actors, but I think it might be kind of some lesser known actors. But honestly, I actually don't really know who's in it. My main interest is there's a few reviewers I watch. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Jeremy Johns. He's a favorite of mine. And then there's a couple others that I like, but he just had a lot of good things to say about it. He gave it like a really good rating. He pretty much gave it his highest rating he could give it. And it just sounded like sounded like something worth seeing. And I definitely like to get out and sort of support, like if there's a good movie made from a smaller production studio or something, I definitely like to get out and support those kind of movies. All right, we're going to get the competition started here. I will continue to explain the rules, but if you're just tuning in, don't be shy, say hello, and I'll get you in on this. And I'll explain the rules one more time. And let me give you just a courtesy reminder. Make sure you are caught up with the stream. Because if you're behind, like if you're not actually live with the stream, you will be at a disadvantage. So do make sure you are live with the stream. All right. A few other rules to keep in mind. Let's see here. What Abe was saying, Warfare is supposed to be super intense and accurate to some of the actors being actual vets that were part of the story being told. Yeah, I think it's it takes place, in the early 2000s during the Iraq War, and I know one of the co-directors was a Navy SEAL, and I think they were definitely going for realism, kind of making it feeling like they were dropping you into the experience. And so yeah, it sounds like it's pretty intense, but I'm looking forward to getting out and seeing that. All right, everyone, give me a thumbs up if you're ready to get this going. Let me explain just a few rules so that everyone knows what to expect, and we'll have a little bit of competition, and then I'll play another song for you all in a little bit. Here are the things to keep in mind. So basically, I'm going to ask a series of questions and challenges, and whoever answers them correctly or passes the challenge, you advance to the next ranking. As soon as somebody gets to C tier, that will unlock a perk where anybody below will now get 2 points for their next win. Their next win will be worth 2 points. So if you're on F tier, your next answer will bump you right up to C tier. If you're on D tier, your next answer will actually get you up to B tier. So that's the first perk. The next perk, as soon as someone makes it to A tier, that unlocks a perk where everyone underneath will get 2 points for their remaining answers. So basically after A tier, if you're in B tier, you could still win. Your next answer would get you up to S tier. C tier would get you tied with A tier. And again, F tier, you'd only have to answer 3 questions to come back and take the win. So those are some of the perks that are unlocked. Just so you know, Google is allowed. Some people don't like to use it. And there are some questions where I will ask as a courtesy not to use Google. But for the most part, Google is allowed. If there's a certain question and you don't know the answer, having to Google the answer is not going to be as fast as somebody who already knows it. So basically, if nobody knows it, it's just a race to see who can Google the answer as quick as possible. Because it's not fun if I ask a question and nobody knows it. We're just sitting there like, okay, nobody knows it. It's like, so that just kind of keeps the game moving. And then, again, I switched it to live chat, so we should be good on accuracy. There have been problems before where sometimes I'll give somebody the point, but on somebody else's chat, they see that their answer is first. So hopefully changing the chat to live chat will fix that for me. But just so you know, I'm going to pick the first answer I see in the chat. So if there is a chance where you're seeing somebody else's answer first, but on my screen I'm seeing mine first, I'm going to go with the one that I see first, just to be clear about that. And I think that's about it. So everyone give me a thumbs up if you're ready, or say, let's go, or bring it on, something like that. Let me know that you're ready, and we will get this competition started. Silas, good to see you. I will get you in on the competition here. You are just in time. We're getting things started. Everyone, let me know that you are ready, and we will be good to go. All right. Let me get my first question popped up. First thing coming up is a riddle. All right. Let's go. Abe's ready. Becky's ready. Thumbs up. Ready. All right. Here we go. So the first challenge is a riddle. So for riddles, it'd be nice if you guys did not use Google. If absolutely no one can get it, then fine. But yeah, riddles are, I think, a little more fun if you try to answer it. So here we go. This is the riddle. What is orange, wears a green hat, and sounds like a parrot? I'll say that again. What is orange, wears a green hat, and sounds like a parrot? It's actually pretty obvious if you think about it, but just take a moment. I can't use Google, and I'm forgetful. Yeah, no worries. You'll be fine. Becky got it. Carrot is correct. Yep. What is orange, wears a green hat, and sounds like a parrot? Way to go, Becky. So, Becky, you advance to D tier. All right. Moving on to the next challenge here. Let's see. Did anyone else? Yep, Becky got it. Yep, Silas coming in a little late. Yep. And Silas, just a reminder to you and anyone else, just make sure you are caught up with the stream. If you're not live with the stream, you'll be at a disadvantage because you'll be hearing the question too late. So everyone make sure you are live. Way to go, Becky. All right, next question. Here we go. We've got, this is kind of a personal question, something about me. Here's the question. What was the first song I released as Quincy Kane? So some of you might know I've done kind of some other projects, but the music I'm doing now is under the name Quincy Kane. And there's technically 2 answers I will accept for this, but first one to guess, what is the first song I released under the name Quincy Kane? And if one person gets one answer, I'll give everyone else a chance to guess what the other answer is. There's kind of 2 answers I'll accept. Oh, did Indy get it? Yep, Indy came in, with Carrot right after Becky. And let's see here. Ascension, Jack got it. Yep. Oh, and Silas got the second one. So, yep, no worries. So I'm going to give this point to both Jack and Silas. So Ascension was technically the first one, but Ascension was an instrumental, and I'm not really an instrumental artist. So that one, I kind of count it, but I like to sing. So That was kind of one that I did sort of to get started, but I never really thought of that as like a song I wrote that I wanted to release, even though it was one of the first songs I put out as a solo artist. And then the first real song I put out as a solo artist was A Place to Call Home, which that's what Silas guessed. That's the first song I put out where I was actually singing the song. So I'm going to take both of those. All right, so we've got a good little race here. We got 3 people tied in D tier. And again, even if you're in F tier, you're not far behind. You can catch up super quick. All right. And then, yeah, interesting answer from Indy saying It's Time. So It's Time When It Count, that actually came out with an EP that I released. You're right that I released it before those songs, but it wasn't for this project. It wasn't for Quincy Kane. I kind of released that. I actually released that under Quincy Morris. For those of you who don't know, my full name is Quincy Kane Morris. And let's just say, I had different music projects. And so coming up with like the right name for the project, sometimes I use my own name. Sometimes I use something else. YouTube, I eventually went with Quincy Kane Morris, and then that was a little long, so I dropped the Morris and just went with Quincy Kane. But that's an interesting guess right there for It's Time. That's a pretty good guess. Unfortunately, that wouldn't be, even if it was before it, I had other songs that came even before that. But all right, everyone give me a thumbs up or a let's go. Let me know if you're ready, and we will move on to the next one. The next challenge here is a movie quote. So I'm going to be saying a line from a movie, going to be quoting a movie, and first person to guess the title of the movie will get the point. So let me know if you are ready, looking for some thumbs up or some let's go or bring it on, something like that. Thumbs up from Jack. All right, Becky's ready. Indy's ready. All right, let's go. Here we go. Going to quote the movie. Ready, Freddy. All right, this is the quote. We got no food. We got no jobs. Our pets' heads are falling off. That's me trying to impersonate it as best as I can. What movie is that from? We got no food. We got no jobs. Our pets' heads are falling off. That is the quote. First person to name the title of that movie. Anybody know what that's from? Merc got it. Dumb and Dumber is correct. Yep, that's the scene when they're in their apartment and they've got a pet parrot. What they don't realize is that they accidentally stole a bag from some people who were trying to get it. The thugs come to their apartment while they're not there, and they tear the head off of the parrot. But they don't realize somebody did that to send a message. They thought like it happened from natural causes. So, and they're just kind of in a low point at that point in the movie. Yep, good job, Merc. Very nice. So, Merc, you have advanced to D tier. All right, I think we got time for one more question, and then I'm going to play another song for you guys. We'll take a little break from the competition. I'll play another song for you. Let's see here. Next question. Okay, this one, there's actually multiple answers, okay? I'm going to ask for a song title, okay? And the first person to name any song title that meets the requirements that I'm asking for will get the point. So it's not one single answer. It's just first person to give an answer that matches what I'm asking for. So here we go. Name a song with the word life in the title. Now, the song cannot be titled Life. It can't just be a single word title. It needs to be a title with the word life in it. So first person to name any song with the word life in the title. Becky's saying that was so funny. Yeah, I love Dumb and Dumber. It's a favorite of mine. Indy BRB. No worries, Indy. It's my life. Saying, Indy saying, I'll be right back, and then came back and was the first one to answer. It's my life. I think you might be right. Let me just confirm that, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to look up It's My Life. Yep, song by Bon Jovi. So there we go. What else? Yep, we got Bring Me to Life. I like that answer from Evanescence. Natural Life from Breaking Benjamin. Yep, that's a good one as well. Life Goes On, Life is a Highway. Y'all had some good answers. Oh, Indy had to stay. Yep, right as I started asking. Yep. All right, well, there you go. Way to go, Indy. It's My Life. But you all gave some great answers, so that one's going to go to Indy. Man, we got some good competition happening here. We got everyone on D tier right now. I don't know that I think Abe and Gary might have slipped out. If they come back, they can still catch up. But so far, we've got a good competition happening here, so way to go. We're going to take a brief intermission. I'm going to play a song for you guys, and then we will get back with the competition. This song is a little bit of a softer one. I released this maybe a couple years ago, but I hope you all like it. Let me get my backing track set up. Yeah, this is a song called Waking Up. And this is kind of a song about how it can be really easy to sort of fall into a routine in life and just kind of almost living the same day on repeat. And it just kind of encourages you to sort of wake up and the things that you're passionate about, the dreams you have, to wake up and start dreaming, start making those things happen, start taking action towards that stuff. So that's definitely what I want to encourage you guys to do. You know, whatever's inside of you, like, man, I'd love to learn that, or I'd love to experience that, or go, you know, I'd love to pursue that thing, but I'm a little scared to, I'm a little frightened to, you know. I would just encourage you to tell fear to just shut up and start making a plan, start finding a way to make it happen, start working towards it. So hope you like it. This song is called Waking Up.
It's too much effort to pull away the covers that hold me down and won't let go. It smothers me, the weight of this anxiety pressing me into my pillow. Blissful sleep, chasing lies and counting sheep. It sure is easy, but not for me. And so here I am, with all I have. I'm waking up, I'm facing what's in front of me. I won't back down, I can't stop now. I'm waking up so I can start to dream. I toss and turn, and tick by tock the hours burn, pleading for this night to end. Part of me begging to go back to sleep. It sure is easy, but not for me. So here I am, with all I have. I'm waking up, I'm facing what's in front of me. I won't back down, I can't stop now. I'm waking up so I can start to dream. You're not worth less. You have purpose. Wake up and see it. Time to dream it. So here I am, with all I have. I'm waking up, I'm facing what's in front of me. I won't back down, I can't stop now. I'm waking up so I can start to drive. So here I am, with all I have. I'm waking up, I'm facing what's in front of me. I won't back down, I can't stop now. I'm waking up, so I can start to dream.
Thank you. Again, that one's called Waking Up. And if you enjoy that song, it is available on Spotify or wherever you like to listen to music. So you can check it out again later. All right. Catching up with the chat. For anyone just tuning in, don't be shy. Say hello. And it is game night. We're going to get back to the competition here. Let me bring back up the game board. And let's catch up with the chat, and we'll get back into the competition. Let's see here. We had our answers. Merc was saying, as long as it's the Talk song, Indy, yeah. Yep. Let's see here. Yep, rocking from Merc, much appreciated. It's too much effort to pull away the covers. Relatable. Yeah, thank you. Yep. Yeah, it's a lot easier. Sometimes the thing that's ultimately more fulfilling is the harder thing to do. You know, like the kind of easy grab stuff, the stuff that's really comfortable and doesn't take a whole lot of effort. It sort of gives you that instant gratification, but it never really lasts, you know? And so, yeah, it can be hard to kind of want to do something different, but it's a lot easier just to kind of, in a sense, stay under the covers and stuff. So thank you, Silas. Much appreciated. Becky saying, I hope that last part didn't hurt your throat. No, it's all right. I haven't practiced in a little while, so it might have sounded a little rough, but there's a technique to it where it doesn't destroy your throat. So waking up so I can start to dream, a true concept. Well, thank you, Merc. Much appreciated. All right, we're going to get back into the competition here. We've got a close one. So far, pretty much everyone who's been competing, we've got Becky, Jack, Silas, Merc, and Indy all tied for D tier. And Abe and Gary, they had slipped in to say hello, but I'm not sure that they're in the chat currently. Maybe they'll show back up. But even if they did pop in, they're not far behind. So we've got a good competition happening here. Everyone give me a thumbs up or a let's go. I'm ready. Give me something to let me know that you are ready for the next challenge. We're going to be, this next one, I'm going to be picking my favorite answer. So actually, everyone will get a chance to give an answer. And I'm going to read all of your answers. Please just submit one answer. And I'll read them all. And whichever one I like best, that'll be the one I pick to be the winner. Yep, thumbs up from Becky. No worries, Becky, saying that wasn't supposed to be an insult. I don't know if you're familiar with kind of like harsh vocals and that kind of thing, but you know, I appreciate the concern. And maybe some people think that. Sometimes you hear it done properly and you're like, man, that sounds like it might hurt. And it just kind of depends on how it's done. But I appreciate you. I appreciate the concern. Thumbs up from Indy as well. Ready from Silas. Ready, Freddie from Merc. All right. Well, here we go. Again, everyone's going to get a chance to answer. And I'm going to pick my favorite answer. So here we go. Also, make sure you are live with the stream. Make sure you're caught up. Here we go. If you could take me to see any band live, who would we go see? So if you and I, if we were going to see a show, who would you take me to see? What band would we go to see live? You can all submit preferably just one answer. If for some reason there's a reason to give another answer, you know, we'll allow it. But, you know, ideally just submit one answer, and I'm going to pick my favorite. Whichever my favorite is, that will get the point. And this could be tough. You guys are probably going to pick some good bands, and I'm going to have to sort of calculate and assess which one I want to go through. Yeah, I had a feeling Becky was going to say Breaking Benjamin. Could be. We'll see. Breaking Benjamin's definitely up there, but there are some that could beat that. Yeah, Chevelle, I really like Chevelle. To be honest, like I love Breaking Benjamin, but Chevelle, I might have to go with Chevelle. Let's see. Of course, it's got to be Breaking Benjamin. That's a good answer, though. see what else. There's actually one that might beat Chevelle. There's actually a few that could beat Chevelle. So we'll see. If you guys know me. But let's see what other answers we have. See what Indy might submit, what Silas has got. And we'll see. But both good answers so far. I'd love to see both of them. What would be good is a show with both of them. You know, I'd love to see a show with Chevelle, Breaking Benjamin. And yeah, if you add Linkin Park to the mix, that'd be a good one too. Linkin Park's kind of interesting. Obviously, they have a new vocalist right now. I actually like the new vocalist. I know it's a little, I'm not sure what the word is. Like some people are a bit undecided on it. Some people are way for it. Some people not so much. But I think it was the best route to go because I don't think anyone can replace Chester. So I think kind of going with a female vocalist just kind of represented sort of going in like a new chapter for the band, you know. Kill Switch Engage, that's a good one. But again, I think, you know, preferably just entering one. Yeah, Flyleaf is a good one also, but I think I'm just going to take your guys' first response. Yeah, so Silas, you're answering a lot of good ones, but this is the thing. It's like, you know, you could keep throwing them in there, but I'm not waiting for someone to pick my favorite one. Like, you guys just need to submit one because, you know, everyone could keep giving more and more and more. So, all right, I'm going to give just a few more seconds to see if someone who hasn't answered, if Indy's out there, or if, you know, if Indy or who else hasn't, or if Jack, you know, if someone else wants to give an answer. But all right. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and pick a winner. Those are all good. I mean, you all mentioned bands that I love. I think I'm going to give the point to Merc for Chevelle because Chevelle is pretty influential to me. Chevelle is one of my favorite bands. To be honest, just so you all know, Merc also said Flyleaf. I might pick Flyleaf over Chevelle. I'm not really sure. I really like both. Skillet, not bad. I like old Skillet a lot better than the new Skillet. Now, Silosis was a good answer too. To be honest, out of all of them, maybe Silosis. Silosis would have been it, but Silas, you had already submitted Linkin Park. Kill Switch Engage is a good one as well. So yeah, all good answers. Awesome. So way to go, Merc. Now, since Merc has made it to C tier, fret not, because this is actually a benefit to everyone underneath. Your next answer for everyone underneath will be worth 2 points. So, Becky, you were close. You know, if you were to get this next answer right, you actually get to skip C tier. Anyone in D tier, if you get your next answer, the next answer you get, you'll get to skip C tier and go up to B tier. And then anyone in F tier, if you answer, you get to move right up to C tier. So that is the first perk unlocked. All right. Here we go. Next question. Let's see what we got here. All right. A little bit of trivia for you. Looking for a name. See if you can get the name right. Which composer has written music for most of Steven Spielberg's movies? So if you know the legendary director Steven Spielberg, who, by the way, is my favorite director, he has often collaborated with the same composer who has written music for the majority of his movies. There's been like a small handful that he hasn't done, but most of Steven Spielberg's movies have involved the same composer. Merc got it. Okay, Silas answered Jurassic Park. That is a movie, and yes, John Williams did the score for that, but we're looking for the name of the composer, who is John Williams. So way to go, Merc. Man, Merc bringing the competition up to B tier. Yes, John Williams did Jurassic Park. John Williams did Jaws. He did Saving Private Ryan. He did Indiana Jones. He did Catch Me If You Can. He did Schindler's List. What else did he do? I mean, pretty much any Steven Spielberg movie you can think of, he did that. And he's done a few movies that weren't Steven Spielberg, like he did Star Wars, and he actually wrote the theme for the Olympics. So, so pretty good. All right, Merc is bringing the competition. So, guys, y'all be on the lookout. Yep. Merc came in second last time. Last time, Indy won our competition last time we did this, and then we had time for another round, and Merc was the one who won that. So he's bringing the challenge this time. So, all right, everyone, give me a thumbs up or let's go. I'm ready. You know, let me know that you are ready, and we will go into the next challenge. Also, courtesy reminder, just make sure you are live with the chat. Make sure you are caught up. I don't want you to be at a disadvantage, because if you are behind, you're not going to be hearing the questions as soon as everybody else. So make sure you are caught up with the text. Okay. This next one is going to be a password. Some of you might be familiar with the password game, and that's what we're going to do here. All right, let's go. Becky's ready. Thumbs up from Indy. Go. Merc is ready. All right, the password game. Here's how it works. I'm thinking of a password. You're trying to guess it. The password is just one word. It's just a single word. And I'm going to give you a one-word hint. So I'm going to say one word, and based off of that word, you're trying to guess the password. Now, you can type as many answers as you'd like. Type one answer, send it. You can think, type, send another answer. You know, you're allowed to send it. And basically, first person to guess the password will get the point. If after a few guesses, if no one is getting it, I will give a second hint. And if still nobody gets it, I will give a third hint. All right. Here we go. Yeah, Indy says I like this game. Yeah, this is a fun one. All right, here we go. The first hint is breakfast. So based off of that word, breakfast, what do you think the password is? Again, we're looking for one word, a single word password. Your hint, your clue is breakfast. Bacon? Nope. Omelet? Nope. Meal? Nope. Eggs? Nope. Bacon, eggs. Yep, a lot of bacon, eggs. I'm not going to lie, that sounds good right now. Breakfast is actually one of my favorite meals. I love eggs. I love omelets. I love breakfast burritos. Those are good. Sausage. Hey, Fab. Fab came in late with the right answer. So Fab got it. The answer is cereal. So, Fab, let me get you in on the competition. And Merc came right behind, but, man, Fab just slipped right in. And first thing you commented was the answer to the question. So, Fab, you're an F tier, but you actually get to move up to C tier because that perk has been unlocked. So, Fab is already in second place, and you just showed up. So, Fab, hope you're doing well. Good to see you. And way to make an entrance. Yep, had some other guesses here. So, fabulous job, Fab. And then Merc came second. Yeah, with guessing cereal as well. So, but way to go. Fab, hope you're doing well. But yes, the answer was cereal. The second clue was going to be milk. That one might have given it away. And then if you guys still couldn't get it, the third clue was going to be crunchy. All right, let's get to the next one. We've got another riddle here, okay? So again, for riddles, as a courtesy, it'd be nice not to use Google. You could Google the riddle and figure it out, but I think riddles are more fun if you try to kind of think on them. And maybe, you know, some of these riddles you may have heard before. So, all right, so here we go. The riddle is this. I have a head and I have a tail, but no body. What am I? Again, the riddle is this. I have a head and I have a tail, but no body. What am I? If anyone can guess. And you can give multiple answers. You can kind of guess away at it. Kite? Nope. Coin. Fab again. Yep. Man, Fab is coming to make a comeback. So the answer is a coin. Yep. Has a head, has a tail, but no body. Yep. A coin is the correct answer. Way to go. Fabs bring the competition. You have already, you just showed up and you've already tied for B tier. So way to go, Fab. Yep, Fab got it again. Yep, coin. I bet you're right. Yep. Yep. I thought that was a good. I don't know. Something about riddles are satisfying. Like when I look for them, I try to find some good ones. But I like the ones that they're not like impossibly hard, but they're the ones. I like the ones you just kind of have to think outside of the box a little bit. I think that's the key with riddles. It's never as obvious as it sounds. When you hear head and tail, you shouldn't be thinking like a real head and a real tail. You need to be thinking, okay, what are other things that those words are used for? And where are they together, and stuff like that. So you shouldn't be thinking of like an animal. It's probably not an animal. It's probably something else. And usually that's the key to riddles is you kind of just have to think outside of the box. Don't don't think directly what it's saying. It's usually indirect. Again, the one we did earlier, like the what is orange, wears a green hat, and sounds like a parrot. So, kind of focusing on those colors. And I mean, it almost kind of gives it away there. Again, the answer is a carrot. And pretty much that last part sounds like a parrot. You should know it's like, okay, well, it's not going to be an animal that sounds like a parrot. That's a play on words. It rhymes with parrot, So it's always things like that. Riddles are always sort of phrased in a way where you shouldn't take it directly. You kind of have to take it indirectly. So yeah, that makes them fun. Yep. Yowzers, Fab. Yep. Fab making the comeback. All right. Everyone give me a thumbs up or a let's go. Got another question for you here. And this one is kind of a guessing game, okay? So really, this is just kind of going to be a frenzy of guesses, So you can give multiple answers, and the first person to guess the correct answer will get the point. So here we go. Yep, Becky is ready. Let's see here. Indy is ready. All right. Okay. Let's get to it. All right, here's the question. I've got a vehicle. To be honest, I might have to be getting a new vehicle, but this vehicle has been good for me. I currently own a Jeep. What year is my vehicle? So we're looking for a year. Can you guess what year my Jeep is? That's kind of the only clue you get is what the vehicle is. It's a Jeep. Not going to say what kind of Jeep, but just looking for a year. First person to guess the year of my Jeep will get the point. 2012, nope. And, if you guys, 2015, nope. 2018. All right, I'll give you guys a hint. It's lower than those numbers. You guys are kind of going the wrong direction. Come on, man. 2015, nope. 2019, nope. Again, wrong direction. 2010, lower. 2009, lower. 1995, pretty close. 2000, also pretty close. 2011, nope. 2003, nope. 1989, too low. 97, very close. 98, man, Fab got it again. Way to go, Fab. All right, man, Fab coming in. That's what I mean about this game. It's like you can come in last minute and come in with a sweep. So Fab has made it to A tier, and that unlocks a perk for everyone else. So Merc, you still have a chance to win. If Merc gets the next answer, Merc will move up to S tier. Everyone in D tier, again, you only need to answer 2 more questions to take the win. So anyone can come back and win this. But you were all very close. Yep, getting there. You were all very close. What was it? Indy said 97. You were just a year off. Yep. Yep. Good guess. Yep. 98. It's been good to me. It was a Jeep. It belonged to my aunt, and she gave it to me probably back around 2011. That's when I actually acquired the vehicle. But it was a 98 Jeep Cherokee, and it's been doing really well for me. Recently, I had to take it into the shop to get it looked at. It was kind of acting up on, it was starting to steam from the hood, and they gave it an assessment, and the repairs are going to be a bit pricey. And so I'm kind of at the point where it's like, all right, I've got the money, but should I spend it on this vehicle or should I be looking for something else? And so right now I'm not really like a car person. I'm good at driving them, but I don't know a whole lot about mechanics. So just trying to educate myself a little bit and trying to assess what's the best decision for me. I just want something to get me from point A to point B. I'm not very picky with vehicles. So we shall see. I have a feeling I'm going to be going with something new, but depending on what the research says, maybe I can get a better deal for the repair or something like that somewhere else. But we'll see. All right, we are going to take a brief intermission, and I'm going to play another song for you. So, so far in our competition, we've got a close one. We have got Fab in the lead at A. Merc can still take the win. If Merc gets the next question, Merc will get the win. And then not far behind, even though you're in D tier, your next point, actually all your next questions are worth 2 points. So, so Fab and Merc only need to answer one question. Everyone in D tier, you just need to answer 2 questions, and you can still win the game. So we will continue with our competition in just a bit here. But I'm going to play another song for you, and we'll see how this one goes. I'm a little out of practice, so and this is a tough song. So I want to do this song because I feel like it's been a while, but this is a tough one to sing. So we'll see how it goes. This is actually one of my most recent releases. Before a mirror that was broken, I put out this song. This one is called Plastic Cup, and it's definitely one of my favorite releases that I've put out so far. Let's see here. Cool. So Plastic Cup, this is one of my newer releases. It is available on Spotify and other platforms. Looking forward to playing it for you right now. I hope you like it. This one's called Plastic Cup. It's been a while since I've sang that. I drew a blank on the lyrics. Take 2. I got him now.
Once believed I could be anything. Took a chance and chased a dream, but never realized just how lonely things would be. Now I'm crying on the bathroom floor like spilled milk, with a messy story, just moments till I self-destruct, with no one here to clean me up. Someone just show me some love and tell me that I am getting enough. Like poured out, all that's filled me up, still and tossed away like a plastic cup. And here I'm trying once again, like lead trapped inside the wind. Still believing I can get a hold of things. Every effort leads to new mistakes, and I crawl back to the same old place. I need someone who can lend a hand and pull me from this garbage can. With someone, just show me some love and tell me that I am getting enough. I poured out all that's filled me up, still I'm tossed away like a plastic cup. With someone, just show me some love and tell me that I am getting enough. I poured out all that's filled me up, still I'm tossed away like a plastic cup. Still I'm tossed away like a plastic cup. In spite of how much it hurts, there's something inside of me, and I know it's more than just temporary. Would someone just show me some love and tell me that I am getting enough? I like a plastic cup. I know you feel like a piece of trash, thrown away and forgotten. Please don't let go, 'cause to me, you're a treasure.
All right, there we go. Again, that one's called Plastic Cup. And if you enjoyed that song, it is available on Spotify and other platforms where you can stream music. So if you enjoyed it, definitely check it out and listen to it again. For anyone just tuning in, don't be shy, say hello. And let's get our competition going back. We are having game night, and we've got, we're getting close to a winner here. It's still anyone's game. Anyone can make a comeback, but we've got Fab in first place on A tier. But right behind him, Merc, there's a perk. Merc's got a perk where if he answers his question, he can actually skip A tier and still take the win. But if Becky, Jack, Silas, Indy, if you are all on your A game, if you're super quick, super witty, you can still come back and take the win. You only need to answer 2 questions, and the win is yours. Let's catch up with the chat, and yeah, and then we will get back into it. All right. Yeah, Fab was saying, I was thinking of buying a lottery ticket tonight. Save your money. Invest in something a little better, you know. But it sounds like it doesn't gamble anyway. Let's see here. Have to use those numbers. Yeah, if you buy the ticket, yeah, I guess use the numbers that got you the win. My favorite time of the show. Well, thanks, Fab. Probably a wise choice, Fab. Yeah, not worth losing money. Yeah, I think if you're going to, I'm not sure gambling is the best. I think, you know, take calculated risks, you know, rather than leaving it up to luck. If you're going to take a risk on something or invest in something, make sure like it's something you've got a good chance at or a little bit of control of the outcome rather than just leaving it completely up to luck. I like the imperfections of life music. Redo just rocks harder. Well, awesome. Well, I'm glad that. Thank you, Becky. That's really kind of you to say. You're good enough. Thank you. That was a song. It's kind of interesting because that song was actually written about a time in my life that took place probably around 2016. Yeah, it would have been the year of 2016. So I've certainly come a long way since then, and I can say I like who I am as a person better than who I was then, and I was kind of in a lower spot where I felt alone, and I felt like I was kind of wondering if I was good enough, and so I do appreciate you saying that, and all I can say is I know that now. Like, I believe that. You know, I believe I'm good enough, and that's true for all of you. You're good enough. When I say I'm good enough, it doesn't mean I'm better than anyone, but it also means I'm not worse. It just means I'm good enough. It means I can do it. I believe that, you know, and it's the same for you, you know, so don't ever put yourself down. And that's why I wrote the song. I wrote it about an old time in my life, but to encourage somebody, you know, if there's somebody who is going through that experience that I went through, where they feel alone and they feel like they're not good enough and they're just kind of questioning, you know, they just feel like things aren't working out the way they had hoped. It's just meant to be a song to kind of give them the drive to persevere. So, but thank you, Becky. That's very kind of you to say. Let's see here. Well, thank you. Yeah, Becky and Fab saying, you know, it's better to see little mistakes rather than fake live singing. So. Let's see. Thank you for the applause, Fab. Much appreciated. Love the song, Quincy. Thank you, Silas. Great song. Thank you, Indy. Yep. Becky never played the lottery. I love the sentiment of the song. Well, thank you, Becky. Fab saying, Quincy is a good man. Just saying. Well, thank you, Fab. I appreciate that. All right. Well, let's see what's going to happen. We might have a winner here, or maybe we can prolong this competition. If we do have a winner, I think we might have enough time to compete for a runner-up. So we'll see what happens. Everyone, give me a thumbs up, or just let me know. Just say, I am ready, or let's go, or bring it on. You know, just give me a sign that you are ready for the next challenge. And let's see what we got. Our next challenge is going to be, we've got a movie quote coming up. This is going to be an interesting one because this is kind of an underrated movie, I think. I love this movie. I'm pretty sure it's a little underrated, so I'm curious if anyone is going to be familiar with this. And this is actually kind of a funny line. Like, if you don't know what it's from and you don't understand the context of it, this line might sound kind of awkward, but it's actually really funny in context. All right, we got thumbs ups. Yep, ready. Fab is not ready. Well, Fab, everyone else is, and I think you're doing pretty good, so I think you can afford not to be ready. Yeah, hashtag do not comply, Fab. Yep. All right, here we go. This is the quote. We're looking for the title of the movie. The quote is this. Put a shirt on before you poke someone's eye out. And I might give some hints. Anyone know what that's from? Again, the line. I'll even kind of act it out, sort of like the visual of it. Just, put a shirt on before you poke someone's eye out. This is one I quite enjoyed. Anyone have any idea what that's from? Eek, don't know. I'll give you some hints. First hint came out in the early 2000s. And maybe a second hint, it is an animated film. That's a pretty big one. So it's not live action, it's animation. Great Outdoors, nope. Animated film from the early 2000s. I'll give you one more hint if no one's sort of familiar with this movie. Because again, like I said, it's a bit of an underrated movie. I love it. If you haven't seen it, you should definitely check it out. Indy got it. Sinbad is the correct answer. The movie was Sinbad. Came from DreamWorks Studios. Let's see where you at. Indy, you advanced to B tier. You are, man, Indy, if you can get the next one, you can come back and take the win. Silas coming in with Sinbad as well. Yep. Now, Indy, did you know that, or did you have to Google the quote to find it? Well, yep. Hang in there, Merc. Merc, you've been doing good, so don't lose hope just yet. You still got a chance to win it. I like it when there's some close competition just because, kind of helps everyone feel like they have a chance rather than like somebody just totally sweeping and taking the win. So, yep, good job. Google is permitted. I do allow Google, unless I say otherwise. So, because again, it wouldn't have been fun if people are just like, there's thousands of movies out there. But yeah, Sinbad, it's an animated film. Just a good old like swashbuckling adventure action film, Googled. Yeah, Indy had to Google the quote. But the scene is they're sailing, and I think this like ice creature comes by and freezes the water, so their boat gets stuck in the ice, and so it's really cold. And there's this one character. He's kind of like his what do you call him? He's his right-hand man, but there's a name for that. His first mate, on the ship. And he's like this big muscular guy, and he never wears a shirt. And so it's really cold outside, and he's like, all right, everyone, let's get down there and break up the ice. And he's saying that, and then he turns, and he almost bumps in like right into the guy's chest. He's like, whoa, put a shirt on before you poke someone's eye out. I just always thought that was kind of a funny line. But yep, no worries. Yep, I should have said that. Yeah, Google is permitted. Pretty much the only challenge where I prefer Google not to be used are riddles. But I should have said that. I should have said, you guys can Google that. So sorry if I didn't make that clear to anyone else. All right, let's move on to the next question here. All right, this is one. There are multiple answers to this, but whoever answers first. Becky, I'll give you a heads up. This might be your game right here. Okay, so Becky, don't let me down. Looking for a song title. First person to name a song from the band Breaking Benjamin gets the point. So that's what we're looking for. It can be any song from Breaking Benjamin. First person to name a Breaking Benjamin song gets the point. And yeah, for those of you don't think I've watched Sinbad, I haven't seen it either. Yep, it's a good one. It's a good animated film. What I like about the DreamWorks animated films, they're kind of like, they're not super kiddish, like they're not kind of dumbed down for kids. It almost, like you could easily do a live action version and it'd be just a great adventure film. So it's, it's for all ages, adults can appreciate it and kids can enjoy it as well. So it's a great movie. I think we got it. Yep. What is it? Anthem of the Angels. Yep. So just a second here. Yep, we got it. Yep, Anthem of the Angels. So way to go. Yeah, Becky. Yeah, I mean, you've been naming Breaking Benjamin titles before we even had them, you know. So you're doing pretty good. So Becky, you get to advance to B tier again. If you can answer, man, we've got anyone. You know, Fab, Merc, Indy, Becky. If any of you get the next one, you take the win. But even still, Jack and Silas could come back just as easily as Indy and Becky made a comeback, and Fab as well. You know, you guys can still come back. All right, let's see here. Hint before the question a little bit, but Becky's kind of new, and is a fan of Breaking Benjamin, so had to give a little wink there. Ashes of Eden, yep. Yeah, I've been stuck at D since question 1. No worries, it happens. It happens. Yep. All right, awesome. Okay, well, let's see here. I think we're doing okay on time. Let me check one thing real quick. I think we can... Yeah, all right. We still got a little bit of time before our next song break. So everyone give me a thumbs up or let's go. Let me know that you're ready, and we will dive into the next question here. Give me a sign that you're ready. This next one, everyone gets a chance to answer. So again, if you're going to submit an answer, I'm going to pick my favorite, but please... take a moment to just think of what you're going to submit, and please just submit one answer. Don't submit multiple answers. Just submit one, and once everyone has submitted an answer, I'm going to pick my favorite answer, okay? So everyone gets a chance. This is not a speed round. It's not the first one to answer. It's just whoever, you know, everyone can give a guess, and I'm just going to pick whichever one I like best, all right? All right. My pleasure, Becky. We got a thumbs up. Again, Fab is not ready. You know, somehow, Fab, I think even when you're not ready, you're still going to do well. Indy is ready. All right, here we go. Who, in your opinion, who are you going to nominate as the best band of the 90s? Okay, so we're thinking about the 90s here. Which band dominated the 90s, in your opinion? Now, again, if you know, you're kind of catering to me a little bit because I'm going to pick my favorite one. And yes, this is a subjective one. So really, the challenge here is catering to my taste. So basically, name the best '90s bands, and I'm going to look through them. I know there's going to be some good picks, but whichever one I like best, I'm just going to pick my favorite answer. Subjective ruling is objectively wrong. I think that's a subjective opinion. So, you know, I'm not sure. I'd have to think on that. Subjective ruling. Now, I mean, if you're talking like government, subjective, yeah, possibly. I don't know. I'd have to think on that a little bit deeper. But when it comes to art, you know, it's just a matter of preference. So, you know, art is subjective. This is definitely a subjective challenge here. Nirvana's a good one. Soundgarden is a good one. Becky saying Nirvana. Without Nirvana, Ben Burnley would not have started Breaking Benjamin. Salt and Pepper. Now, this is interesting because both, let's see here. Yeah, both Indy and Becky have nominated Nirvana. Salt and Pepper from Fab. And let's see. I'm actually trying to think how I handled this in the past. Yeah, Indy said it first. If you can think of any other 90s bands... Chevelle? Chevelle's kind of an interesting one because I think Chevelle started in the 90s, but they really found their groove in the 2000s. So I don't know. Even though, yes, out of the bands mentioned so far, Chevelle would be my favorite, but I wouldn't pick Chevelle as the best band of the 90s. Because that's the thing, too. It's. I guess I should clarify that. I'm being a little objective here. Like, who is the best band of the 90s? So your nominations... Prince was definitely a good artist, but was Prince... Let's see. I don't know if Prince would have been more dominant in the 80s or the 90s, and Prince isn't really a band. He's kind of a solo artist. Green Day. Green Day is kind of another one. Might have debuted in the 90s. Metallica's not a bad one. Let's see here. I'm not going to lie, you guys are making this kind of tough. You're not just making it tough, you're kind of making me second guess the answer, because I feel like Yeah, maybe I should have said, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should have phrased that question differently. Maybe it shouldn't have been best band of the 90s. If we were talking best band of the 2000s, that'd be a lot harder. But best band of the 90s, I got to be honest, it's hard to beat Nirvana. Nirvana's like a really good pick. And even me, like there's a lot of bands I like from the 90s, but that's a tough one to pick. So I think we gotta give it to indie. Now, for what it's worth, yeah. So I think we're gonna give it to indie. So congrats, man, indie winning 2 in a row. Yeah, Rage Against the Machine, that's another one. Party Like It's 1999. They were like 97. Yeah, when they debuted. So, but I think we're going to give the win to Indy. Indy won last competition also when we had this. So way to go. Way to keep your title, 2 wins in a row. Merc, you still got a chance to come back and win second like you did last time. And Becky, for what it's worth, again, you gave a winning answer. So really good for your first time competing. You're kind of technically a winner as well. I maybe could have handled that. I should have had a game plan of what to do if someone gave the same nomination. And even that question, again, it's kind of hard. Like 2000s would have been a little harder. Like if you could have named a bunch of bands from the 2000s and I would have been like, man, it's hard to decide. But 90s is a little easier for me because I feel like there's a smaller pool of bands that I would say like, oh yeah, that's the best band. So that might have been kind of a little, yeah, the Black Album was 91. And Metallica was a good one. Like, if no one had mentioned Nirvana, Metallica might have been the band that I would have picked. Yep, Indy kind of snuck up this one. Not a great question. Yeah, I could probably agree with that. I could have handled that a little better. I've done it before. Like, I've asked that question for the 2000s, so I thought, oh, I'll just do that for the 90s and the 80s and the 2010s. But then when I actually put it in practice, it was like, maybe that one didn't perform as well as I would have liked. Nirvana is late 80s. Let's see here. That's all right. Fab, hey, Fab, you should be proud of your performance. I mean, you took the lead when you started last, so no one can take that away from you. But yes, I do think we are going to give the win to Indy. Everyone, give your congratulations to Indy. And we still got time. I think we're going to do a speed round, and we'll get another competition here. And usually, Indy, you're certainly still welcome to participate, but we'll probably try to see who the runner-up is going to be. We'll kind of let Indy stay on S tier. And, you're certainly welcome to hang out in the chat, but we'll compete, see who our second winner is going to be. Let me dive into another song here. All right, and then I'm going to pull these names down, so we'll have another round of competition in a bit here. But I still got a couple more songs for you, so I think we still got time to have a little more competition and see if we can have a runner-up. All right, but man, great job. Merc, great performance. Merc was dominating in the beginning, and then we had sort of an unexpected comeback from Fab, who I thought was going to take the win for a while, and then some great comebacks from Becky and Indy, with Indy ultimately taking the win. So congrats to Indy. All right, I got another song for you. This is one of my earlier releases. I think this actually came after A Place to Call Home. Let's see here. Give me a second to get the backing track set up. All right. As you heard earlier, when I was asking, like, what was my first release, A Place to Call Home was the first song I released with, vocals. It wasn't an instrumental. And then after that, the next song is this one. This is a song called For You. Hope you like it.
Well, I know you've coped with this loneliness. You think you're okay, but you've been trapped. I'm out here pleading, but you can't hear me. Your silence screams, are deafening. Well, ignore my warning. Just know that I'm sorry for you. And all this time, just know that I've tried for you. Come back to me. I thought I was different, but you made me like them. Begged you to hold on, but you still let go. And from the distance, I can see what's missing, but you never listen, so you'll never know. Well, ignore my warning. Just know that I'm sorry for you. And all this time, just know that I've tried for you. Come back to me. Come back to me. Come back to me. Come back to me. You're my closest friend and my deepest wound. My most painful scar, and I cherish you. Well, ignore my warning. Just know that I'm sorry for you. And all this time, just know that I've tried for you. Come back to me.
Thank you. Again, that one was called For You. Hope you enjoyed the song. If you did, it is available on Spotify as well as other platforms where they play music. For anyone just tuning in, don't be shy. Say hello. And it is game night, so we're going to try to get one more speed round. We do have a winner for tonight. I'll bring it back up. But as you can see, in S tier, we've got Indy. Now, it wasn't a total sweep. I brought all the other competitors back down, so it wasn't like, yep, Indy won. It was a clear win, yep. But, yep, congrats to Indy for the win, and we're going to have a competition for second place. See if we can get through it fairly quickly. And let me just say, guys, if you are enjoying the stream and if you're enjoying my music, let me just remind you that you can support me so that I can bring you more music. I'd love to bring you more music. I definitely have a goal to release more songs this year. So through that link, there's a few different ways you can support me. There's a virtual tip jar, which I appreciate. You can get yourself a piece of merch. There's a merch store, so get yourself a hoodie or a hat, whatever you'd like. And also, there's access to my music from there. You can download my music for free from Bandcamp, but if you'd like to provide a little something to support me, you can pay whatever price you'd like for the download. And then lastly, what am I looking for? Oh yeah, be sure to sign up for my email list. If you want to stay up to date notified whenever I release a new song, whenever I put out a new video, which I got a music video coming in a couple weeks. So if you want to get the notification when the music video is out, then definitely sign up for my email list. That same link at the bottom, you can sign up for the email list. So let's catch up with the chat here. Let's see. What are we looking for here? Yeah, sorry, trying to catch up. I was trying to see my spot. Well, thank you. Yeah, Merc and Fab talking about the fun of the streams. Yep, thank you for the emojis. He has the best. Thank you, Silas. It's kind of you to say. Your silent screams are deafening. Yeah, this was a song I wrote about a friend of mine who was going through a bit of trouble. And it's one of those tough things where, like, you want to help somebody, but you can't. You can only do so much, you know, really, you can't help them if they don't let you through. And it was just a song of mine, just expressing that frustration of wanting to be there for somebody, but there's kind of nothing you can do. And so just sort of expressing that. Thankfully, she's in a much better place these days. Not better as in, you know, she's worked things out. You know? So definitely glad about that. Nice shred. Thank you, Fab. Much appreciated. Awesome, Quincy. Thank you, Silas. This is such a different vibe than last week's stream. Enjoying the contrast. Well, thank you. Yeah, this is kind of more so, you know, I typically do heavier music like this. This is game night. I think next week's going to be the request. So I'll be doing this kind of music again, but I'll let you guys choose songs of mine. So I don't do, you know, covers or anything like that, but I've got a list of my songs, and whichever songs you guys want to hear, you can pick them and I'll play them just for you. And then last week's segment was the, metal goes acoustic. So we stripped things down to just a single voice and acoustic guitar. And so, it's kind of nice. And I like that with the music. It's really cool. A lot of these songs, you can do an acoustic version of them, and you kind of get a different vibe. You get the best of both. I like the amplified intensity of the distortion. I like how it just kind of enhances the emotions and just kind of adds this sense of desperation or, you know, anything. It just kind of elevates the emotion. And then when you strip it down, you kind of get a more raw, vulnerable kind of sound. And I enjoy both. So, all right, let's see here. Thank you, Fab. And looks like Fab might be heading out. Appreciate you tuning in, man. Silas was saying, hey, I know this is weird, but I can't access your song Move On Spotify. It's not weird. It's not on Spotify anymore. So there's kind of some complications with that, but Move On was a cover that I did with somebody. And on Spotify, you technically get revenue. You don't get much. If you get a lot of streams, you can actually make some revenue from that. Now, it's not a lot. It's like you need thousands of streams to make anything even noteworthy. And so it's like, you know, chump change, basically. But there was just a complication with making sure that the revenue fairly went to the person I collaborated with. And so it was kind of, I didn't want to leave it on there and profit from that, even though I'm not making pretty much anything on it, but I didn't want to make any profit from it and not have a way to get the proper share to the person I collaborated with. And so I just took it off. You should still be able to find it on my Bandcamp. And I think it's on my YouTube as well. So I think you can listen to it there. And Merc saying, what? She already won? Yeah. That was fast, yeah. No, that was the last round, Merc. There's still a chance for the second one. Yep, we're going to compete for runner-up. Yep, that's right. Becky's saying that's so true. We have to save ourselves ultimately. Yep. We can't control the things around us. The only thing we can control is what we do about those situations. And sometimes it's hard to do, but that's the biggest hurdle you got to overcome. Let's see here. Yeah, it's sort of interesting. There is some talk about Spotify ripping off artists, and I'm not going to pretend I know all the details, but what I do know is I think Spotify is actually in some kind of debt right now. You know, like I think Spotify could pay the artists, but I can't remember how it goes. There's some it's a little more complicated than that, but the music industry is definitely a different thing. That's why I definitely appreciate you guys' support, because yes, you can make money from streams, but again, unless you've got like millions of people listening to your music consistently, you're not making a whole lot of money from that. Even like the biggest artists, they're not making probably not like a sustainable income just from Spotify. It is a source of income, but definitely nothing sustainable. And it's just kind of the way the music industry has gone. You know, people used to buy music back then. Now music is more of a marketing tool. Like people don't really buy music anymore. And so artists kind of have to learn to adapt with the times, and we have to find other ways to create a source of income. It doesn't actually, you know, music is more like a free gift. It's more like how we promote ourselves is what we put out, allowing people access to our music. And then money comes from other ways, you know, merch, live shows, that kind of thing, which I'm not in a position to do live shows just yet, but eventually I'll get there. And sometimes some other creative things. Sometimes artists, they create their own brands, like their own businesses and stuff like that. So there's definitely a process to it, but sorry. Yeah, Becky coming back saying, did I miss the last question? Got called away for a minute. Nope, haven't even asked the question yet, so you're still okay. We were just kind of having some conversation about Spotify. All right, we're going to do a speed round here. We're going to try to get through this pretty quickly because I've only got one more song for you, and then we're going to put a wrap on this stream. But let's see if we can get like a super fast winner here. Give me a thumbs up if you are ready for the competition, and we're just going to go question, question, question. You know, we're going to try to be kind of quick. This is just sort of for funsies, and we'll see what happens. Got a trivia question coming up for you. This was something interesting. Oh, look, we got Daniel. Daniel, the original champ. I will say Indy has got a pretty good record developing. Indy has won 2 of these now. But Daniel so far has the most wins with 3. So, Daniel, good to have you. Hope you've been doing well. I know that trip to Switzerland is coming up soon, right? Are you ready for that? Are you already packed for that? Or is there still a little more time before you have to take off? But let me know how you've been. Let me know how you're feeling about that. That's a super awesome opportunity. I think it was Switzerland. I believe that somewhere in Europe. Definitely excited for you and looking forward to hearing all about that trip when it happens. All right, Daniel, you're just in time. We already had a winner for this stream. As you can see at the top, we have Indy, and she's the one who won the round. But we're going to try to do a quick speed round. So by all means, let me get you in on this, Daniel, and you are welcome to join in the competition. So maybe get ready to answer these questions first, and then you can tell me, yeah. Good evening. I'm leaving work, so maybe I'll catch y'all in about 15 minutes from home. I'm officially on vacation. Oh, so you're already in Switzerland. That's awesome. What time is it there? Or do you mean maybe you haven't left for Switzerland yet, but you're on vacation? I gotcha. See y'all in a bit. All right. Well, Daniel, I do hope you can make it back and compete some and hopefully make it back in time for the last song. I might do one more song for Daniel so he can hear it. All right, here we go. Becky and Silas are ready. Got a trivia question for you. I thought this was really interesting. You are allowed to Google this if you don't know the answer offhand. We're looking for the name of an artist who sang the SpongeBob SquarePants theme song for the movie in 2004. So again, in 2004, there was a SpongeBob SquarePants movie. I think there's been a few SpongeBob movies, but I think this was the first one. The first SpongeBob SquarePants movie came out in 2004. And apparently there was a scene where they have the theme song play, but it's not the theme song as done in the TV show. It's a cover version done by an artist. So first person to name that artist. Who was the artist who did a cover of the SpongeBob SquarePants theme song for the movie that came out in 2004? And again, you might have to Google this because, if you know it, that's pretty incredible. But if you don't know this offhand, then you might have to Google the answer. So basically, first person to Google it will get the point. And I will say, Hayley Williams, that's actually a really good guess, but that is incorrect. It is not Hayley Williams. Under My Skin, is that an artist name? Let's see here. I'll come back when I can win again, but had a good time. Hey, Merk, appreciate you tuning in. Glad you had fun, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. Thanks for competing, and thanks for hanging out, man. Again, Hayley Williams. Yep. Yeah, we're looking for the name of an artist. So we're looking for the name of an artist who did a cover of the SpongeBob theme song. They did it for the movie that came out in 2004. I didn't even spell her name right. That's all right. Hey, yeah, I think there was an H in Haley. But that's all right. I don't get too picky about spelling. I think you might have meant CeeLo Green, Carlo Green. I can't remember. Yep. Nope, that's not the artist. Again, you might have to Google if you don't know offhand. Yeah, CeeLo Green. Yep. Nope, that's not the artist. Now, maybe CeeLo Green has done a cover of the SpongeBob theme song, but that's not who it is. We'll give just a little more time, and if we don't have an answer yet, then I might just give the answer and we'll move on to the next question here. But yep, it was a cover version. I was actually surprised. I will say this, if you haven't heard it, you should look it up because it actually sounds pretty good. I was looking up some fun trivia questions, and I came across this, and I was like, what? I didn't know about that. So I had to look it up after I heard about it. All right, I'm going to count down from 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Looks like we don't have an answer. So the answer to that was Avril Lavigne. Again, I'll even put that in the chat here. So the answer was Avril Lavigne. She did like a good old pop punk. Yeah, Silas coming in. You must have looked it up, but that's right. Yep, Avril Lavigne. Unfortunately, I had already revealed it, but yeah, she did like a good old pop punk version of the song, and it sounds pretty good, so you guys have to check that out. All right, now we've got a password challenge. Yep. Unfortunately, Silas might have answered, maybe he answered before I revealed it, because there might be some delay, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe if you guessed it. Yeah, for speed's sake, we'll give it to Silas just because, we are kind of trying to do a speed round here. So that's very generous of you, Becky. Much appreciated. All right. We got a password here. I'm going to give you a single word hint, and based off of that hint, you're trying to guess the password. It's just one word. Here we go. Your first clue is the word subwoofer. Okay, so based off of that hint, based off of the word subwoofer, what do you think the password is? And yes, Becky confirming, I saw him post before I heard you. Gotcha, yep. Then we'll give it to Silas. All right, we're looking for a password, single word, music. Nope, not music. And again, you can kind of just spitball a bunch of guesses. So based off of the word subwoofer. And Silas, it's kind of you to start conversation in the chat, but maybe wait till the question's been answered first. Car. That's a good guess, but no. Not good as in, you're not close. I mean, that's a cool, the way you made that connection, that would have been a good kind of link it up. But nope, it's not car. We'll wait for a couple more guesses, and then we'll give another hint here. For anyone just tuning in, it's not too late. We're looking for, audio, not audio. I'll give you another hint. So we're thinking of a password. The first clue was subwoofer. Here's the next clue, guitar. Okay? So subwoofer, guitar. Any guesses? We're trying to guess the password. It's a single word. And based off of those clues, subwoofer and guitar. Bass, Becky got it. Yep, bass is correct. Amplifier, not a bad guess, but yep, bass is correct. The next clue was going to be the number 4. So, which technically there are 5-string and 6-string basses, but yep. Awesome. Way to go, Becky. All right. Moving on to the next one. We're going to kind of speed through this. Got a riddle for you. And for time's sake, I may allow Google for this. Normally I wouldn't, but for time's sake, we may do this. But if you can figure it out, it's not too bad. All right, here's the riddle. The more you take, the more you leave behind. What am I? I'll say it again. So the riddle is, the more you take, the more you leave behind. What am I? And if you remember, I kind of gave a clue earlier. You don't want to take these too literally. You kind of got to think outside of the box a little bit with these. A hole. That's actually not a bad guess, because if you were to dig a hole, you're kind of taking the dirt out and leaving it behind you. But that's not the correct answer. And the correct answer is a little more in line with the catalog or the vocabulary that we're using here. I will say that. Like, I'll give you kind of a hint. The words take and leave behind. Oh, no. Yeah, Becky's saying, sorry, that sounded bad. No, I knew you were guessing a hole, so you're okay. It was actually a good guess. But yeah, a little hint. The word take and the words leave behind, they kind of apply to what we're looking for here. And again, I know we've kind of just got 2 people right now, and so sometimes the competition can feel a little more, little more active when there's more people competing, and so we'll see. We'll try to get through this as quickly as we can, but I definitely want this to be enjoyable for you all. So yeah, if you need to Google the answer, that's all right. Footprints. Yep, that is correct. Yep, the answer is footprints. So the more you take, the more steps you take, the more you leave behind. So footprints or foots. I'll give it to you. Actually, the correct answer is footsteps, because the more footsteps you take, the more steps you take, the more you leave behind. But close enough. You had the right idea. So I will give that to you, Silas. Again, because I'm gonna give a lot of grace here, because we're just trying to sort of speed through this as quickly as we can. Again, just a courtesy reminder, do make sure you are caught up with the stream. Make sure you're live, because if you're delayed, then you'll be at a disadvantage. So make sure you are live with the stream. All right, here we go. This is kind of a guess. If you know me, you might be able to get this. You might be able to guess this, but otherwise, it might just be a shot in the dark. You're not going to be able to Google this one. So, what was my favorite TV show as a kid? I'll give you a hint. The show came out in the 90s. It was my favorite show as a kid. It was an animated show, so it was a cartoon. And actually, I'll give you a hint. Technically, cartoon's not the right word for it. It is animated, but you're not really supposed to. Some people get a little. I'm not sure what the word is. I don't want to say offended, but some people kind of stick up their nose if you call it a cartoon. Let's just say that. Family Guy. Definitely wasn't Family Guy. So, looking for a kids show. Did Family Guy come out in the 90s? I thought that was more like 2000s. Looking for a 90s kids show. It was pretty popular. I'll say that. Like it was pretty, like when it debuted, it kind of exploded. Like everyone was into it. Family Guy really came out in the 90s. Wow. When did Family Guy start? Yeah, 1999. It was late 90s, but it was the 90s. I did not know that. Hey, Eddie, what's going on? Yep, we're just having some competition here. Kind of doing a speed round, so we're trying to get through it quick. Man, that's actually a really good guess, Silas. Batman the Animated Series, but I think there's one show I would pick over that we're looking for. Eddie, if you can guess, I'm asking, the question is, what was my favorite kids show? I'm giving you a hint. It is an animated show. Debuted in the 90s, and it was pretty popular when it came out. Batman's actually a really good guess. That'd be like a second one, but we're gonna stick with what the answer I got here. Dexter's Lab, I did like that show, but I wouldn't say it was my favorite. I'm going to get Eddie in on the competition here. Let's see here. There we go. The Justice League. Nope. South Park. Definitely not. Yeah. Becky had guessed Family Guy earlier. Nope. Definitely looking for a kids show. I'll give you a hint. Technically, people wouldn't call it a cartoon. It's technically an anime, meaning it is Japanese animation. And it was a show that first debuted in Japan and then later came to America. It was dubbed for America. Or, you know, the United States. Yeah, not King of the Hill either. Pokemon. Becky got it. Yes, I loved Pokemon. In fact, I'll kind of share with you real quick. So, and Becky, actually, you get 2 points for that. Since Silas is on C tier, Eddie, your next question will be worth 2 points as well. So Becky has taken the lead in B, making it to B tier. But yeah, I love Pokemon. On my guitar strap, if you can see those pins, those are actually Pokemon badges. So if anyone is familiar with Pokemon, there are, you train up your Pokemon and then you can compete in gyms. And there are 8 gyms. Each one has a badge. If you can beat the gym leader, then you get a badge from the gym. And you need 8 badges to compete in the, for the, man, what's it called? The Elite Four? Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, best intro ever. Indeed. I love it. I'll let you in on a little secret. I actually did a cover of the Pokemon theme song. This was back in like mid-2000s, something like that. When I was first learning to record, I did a heavy metal Pokemon cover, and I never released it. It was just kind of the early stages. I thought it wasn't good enough. Even though my friends thought it was awesome, I kind of kept it to myself. And to be honest, it's one of those things like, I think it's just too late now. Like, if I had released it back then, it probably would have been awesome. But if I put out a Pokemon cover now, I'd be like, okay, cool, And all I can say is it just takes time. Like anything you work on, it takes time. So even though I really like it, like someday I hope to kind of share it, I can't say. I think there are just other songs that are more important to me. It's not exactly important to me to put out my Pokemon cover, So, but someday I'll have to share with you guys. I'll have to share with you guys. Yeah, never too late. Yeah. I think I'm still going to do it someday. I just can't say it's like at the top of my priority list. But someday I'll have to share with you guys the demo I made for it, like the old recording I made back in the late 2000s. Yeah, Becky's saying, I don't know why it took so long to think of that. If you haven't thought of Pokemon in a while, it might be a while for it to come back to memory. But yeah, I loved that show growing up. Love the show, love the Game Boy game, love the cards, all that stuff. Yep. Eddie's saying that's awesome. Yeah, I'll have to share with you guys that cover sometime. Silas says his uncle's got a Deadpool picture on his guitar strap. Pretty cool. Yeah, the theme song's epic. Probably one of the best. Definitely one of the best, and maybe my favorite theme song. There's some other shows, like Phineas and Ferb's got a pretty good one. Kim Possible had a pretty bopping theme. Not really as rocky as some of the other ones. It's not like very rockish as some of the other themes, but I like that kind of 2000s pop sound as well. So, all right. What are we looking for? Another question here. All right, got a movie quote. This one is hopefully pretty easy. So first person to name the title of this movie. Here we go. First person to name the title of this movie. I'm going to say the quote. To infinity and beyond. What movie is that from? To infinity and beyond. First person to name the title of the movie that is from. Please do. I'd love to hear your cover. Yeah, I'll have to maybe I do a segment called My Process where I kind of share sort of behind the scenes of some stuff that I do. And maybe I'll share it then. Man, we've got another sneak coming in. We got B. Taylor. Appreciate you joining the chat with the answer. So I'll have to get you in on the competition here. Silas also commenting saying, I always liked the Ninjago theme. I have to check that out. Ninjago was a little after my time. I know my nephew has really liked that show. So, but I haven't watched it myself, so I can't say I'm familiar with the theme song. All right, for time's sake, I'm going to use, let's I'm going to use Rebel's name here. So Rebel is going to represent you, B. And since you just came in, the way this works, you would start on F tier, but there's actually a perk that's unlocked when somebody makes it to C tier. So your answer was worth 2 points. So you're actually up to C tier already. Appreciate you tuning in. I hope you've had a good week. I'm going to continue asking a few questions, and we're trying to do a speed round, see if we can get a second place winner here. Indy won the first round, and then I'm going to play one more song for you all. Let's see here. Yeah, Eddie saying fat fingers. No, everyone came in. Yeah, everyone came in with Toy Story, but, you know, B. Taylor came in and just took it, you know. So, yep, everyone all at once. And, yeah, we got Daniel back in. All right. That was good. No, anyone can join in at any time. That's actually what happened the last round. We had Fab, another person who was watching, came in and came in with an answer and then almost won the game. You know, so you're quite all right. Anyone can tune in at any moment. We got Daniel back in the competition as well. So awesome. All right. Well, let's move on to the next question then. All right, this one I'm going to ask for a song. There can be multiple answers for this. First person to name this kind of song will get the point, okay? So here we go. First person to name a song with the word heart in the title. Now, the song cannot be called Heart. You know, it can't just be a song called Heart. It's got to be have some other words in there, but it's got the word heart in it. So first person to name, it can be any song, but just a song title with the word heart in it. Let's see what we get. I'm actually trying to think if I can even... Achy Breaky Heart. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, Achy Breaky Heart. Yeah, B, man, bringing some competition. So again, we're going to use you as Rebel. So you get to move up to B tier. So you're already tied with first. Again, you can see Indy at the top, but Indy was who won the last round, and I think she's headed out. But we're competing for second place now. Becky was in the lead, but B, you have caught up. Silas, you're not far behind. And Daniel is pretty good about making comebacks. So, yeah, Achy Breaky Heart. Good guess. Or good answer. Heart-shaped box. Yeah, that's a good one as well. I was trying to think. Heart. Tiny Heart from Flyleaf. That's one that just came to mind. All right, next question. Everyone gets a chance to answer. Please submit one answer. I'm going to pick my favorite answer. Give me your best corny pickup line. Now, if you can't think of one offhand, you are allowed to use Google. You can Google, corny pickup lines and just find one that you think is funny. So everyone, you can submit a corny pickup line, and I'm just going to pick the one that I like best. So everyone gets a chance, no speed here. Just submit an answer and submit one answer, and I'll pick which one I like best. Heartbreaker was another answer from Daniel, so that's a good answer as well. All right, give me your best cheesy pickup line, corny pickup line. Yep, there we go. That's kind of a classic. Did it hurt when you fell from heaven? Yep, that's a good one. That's a classic right there. Let's see what else we got out there. Yep, indeed, that's a classic. And again, if you can't think of one offhand, you're allowed to use Google. So you can just sort of Google corny pickup lines, and we'll see what submissions we get. I wonder if anyone's ever actually used that successfully. Has anyone used that and the girl's been like, you know what? I was waiting for someone to say that to me. It's like maybe there are girls out there who admire the corny pickup lines, but can't say I'm too optimistic about that. All right, so we are trying to do a speed round here, so I'm going to give you a little more time, but now I wish I'd Googled. No worries. All right, yeah, Daniel's got one. My doctor told me I'm missing vitamin U. Can you help me? That's not bad. Vitamin U. Can you help me? That's pretty good. Yep. Now, Silas, I don't know if that's the pickup line. You're just a cheap copy, or if there's more to it. probably in second grade. Yeah, maybe in second grade it would have worked. Yeah, that one's pretty good, Daniel. Doctor told me I'm missing vitamin U. Can you help me? All right, gonna wait just a little bit longer. Just a few more seconds. If we don't have another submission, I'll go ahead and pick from the two that were submitted. Oh, okay. So I think that was you're just a cheap copy. I was kind of expecting more. I can't say I understand how that's a pickup line. So unfortunately, yeah. Becky likes Daniel's. I think they're both good. I know the Did It Hurt is a classic, but I think just to keep the competition a little interesting, we'll go ahead and give it to Daniel. Daniel, you have advanced to C tier. All right, we're going to move on to the next question here. Trivia. Again, you can Google this if you need to, but you might be able to guess. You might be able to guess the number, but you're all right, Silas. It's all right. I wouldn't say it's you. I would say, if that was one you Googled, maybe it just wasn't the best choice. Or maybe I just don't get it. All right, here we go. Trivia question. You are allowed to Google this if you don't know the answer offhand. What year did MTV launch? I don't even know. Well, I think MTV's still around. I don't know if it plays music anymore. And I don't know how many people actually watch it anymore. But MTV was the bomb back in the day, that's for sure. That's where you got all your music from. That's where you got the music videos. So what year did it debut? What year did MTV make its launch? Let's see. Yep, Daniel got it. 1981. Becky close with 1982, and then Silas coming in with 81 as well. But Daniel got it first, so Daniel, you're up to B tier. We got a close one. We got a three-way tie in first right now, and Silas, you're not far behind. All right, 1981 was the correct answer. All right, we got a password. I'm thinking of a single word, I'm going to give you a one-word hint. I'm going to give you a one-word clue, and based off of that, you're trying to guess what is the password. You can take multiple guesses. Okay, here we go. Your clue is this. Oh, some people are giving like the full date. Yep. All we needed was the year, but yeah, August 19th. Maybe some extra points for that. Eddie, I'll bring you up to C tier just for some bonus points there, since Eddie actually gave the full date. Although Silas is saying August 1st. I don't know if it was August 19th. I'm just going to take your word for it. So, Eddie, that's just a courtesy. Unless it was supposed to be one, and maybe it was supposed to be a one, and Eddie keeps blaming fat fingers. Thank you, MTV, for showing me Metallica's One video, which inspired me to play guitar. That's awesome. I don't think I actually knew that about you, Daniel. I knew you liked Metallica, but I didn't know it was that video. It's a great music video. Great song. All right, here we go. Here is the clue for the password. The clue is headbang. Okay, that's your hint right there. Headbang. So based off of that one-word hint, what do you think? Yeah. Well, thank you for being honest, Eddie. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to deduct that. Yeah, because I was going to give you some props there for putting in the full date, but yeah, unfortunately, typed it in incorrectly. Heavy metal, nope. Rock, nope. Rock music, nope. I mean, you guys are definitely in the, metalcore. You're kind of in the right ballpark. I'll wait for one more guess, and then I'm going to give you guys another hint. Progressive metal. All right, so it's not a genre, which there's a bonus hint for you. Second word. The first clue was headbang. The second clue is crowded. Okay? So based off of those, what do you think the password is? We got headbang and we got crowded. Becky got it with mosh pit. Yep, that is correct. Mosh pit is the answer. The clues were headbang, crowded, and then the last one was going to be rough. So way to go, Becky. Now, Becky has made it to A tier, but don't get too comfortable. Becky could take the win, but that unlocked a perk. Everyone else's guesses are now worth 2 points. So B and Daniel, if you get the next answer, you can still take the win. Silas, you're not far behind. You just need 2. And Eddie, you can still catch up. You got 3 to go, but it's, you still have a chance to come back and win this. Good one. Yep, thanks, B. Yep, concert, those were good guesses as well. Yep, awesome. All right, here we go. Let's see what the next one is. Got a riddle for you, okay? Now, this one you might be able to get if you can think this through. And there is a single answer. There's a second answer that I will take. If somebody guesses it, I'll take it as well. So there's kind of have 2 chances at this one. Here we go. The riddle is, what has many keys but can't open a single lock? I feel like that one's pretty simple. Well, simple depending on who you are. What has many keys but can't open a single lock? Piano is correct. Becky got it. Yep. Florida keys. I'm not sure. That's actually kind of funny. If you mean like keys that are made in Florida, I don't know if that's a thing there. I'm not familiar with that, but if that's just some kind of joke, that's pretty funny if keys are kind of envious. But yes, piano is the correct answer. I also would have accepted the answer keyboard, because technically pianos are keyboards, so they both have keys, or even the keys on. I think these are called keys, right, on your laptop or your computer. But Becky, congratulations, first time and first winner. So. Or our runner-up for tonight. Indy was the first one, and then Becky took the win. Awesome job. Well, great job, and congrats. Everyone give congratulations to Becky for winning. And I've got one more song for all of you, and then we're going to put a wrap on this. But awesome stuff. Daniel, let me know, when do you head out? So it sounds like you're off work, and you're officially on vacation. You're going to be leaving for Switzerland soon. Let me know when you are headed out. I'm definitely excited for you. Definitely looking forward to hearing all about that trip when you get back. I got one more song to send you off with, and then we're going to wrap things up. And then just one reminder, again, I appreciate you all tuning in. And let's see here. All right. Whoops. I think, I got to get a copy paste. So just going to post a link for you all again. I appreciate you all tuning in. If you'd like to get more music from me, I definitely appreciate your support. I'm just going to post a link, and this will take you to my music. You can check it out on Spotify, or you can listen to it on Bandcamp. You can even download it from Bandcamp. If you'd like to show some support, you can buy the song for whatever price you'd like on Bandcamp, or you can just download it for free. That's fine as well. If you'd like to show a little more support, you can get yourself a piece of merch. I've got a merch store in that link, and then also a virtual tip jar. Certainly appreciate anything that you're willing to provide. And I've also got my latest release. There's a link for that. And if you want to stay up to date whenever I release new music, that same link, you can sign up for my email list at the bottom there. That allows me to notify you directly whenever I release a new song or video or whatever it might be. So I got one more song for all of you, and then we are going to put a wrap on this. This was a song I released a little while back, I think a couple years ago. This is actually a softer one. We're going to end things with a kind of a softer song. This one's called Love's Not Fair, and I got to tune my guitar for it. All right, and I'm just going to switch to a clean tone. Hope you like it.
Staring at my own reflection through shattered bits of glass, showing me the perfect picture of who I really am.
But when you look at me, you never turn away. Kneeling next to me and picking up the pieces. Why do you care? I know I'm undeserving of the love that you have chosen to share. It's just not fair. I am such a useless failure, falling to the ground. Every effort that I muster is never good enough. But when you look at me, standing next to me and holding out your hand, why do you care? I know I'm undeserving of the love that you have chosen to share. It's just not fair. If I'd take just one moment away from my self-loathing, then maybe I would notice that I'm not meant to be broken. If I'd take just one moment away from my self-loathing, then maybe I would notice that I'm not meant to be broken. So stop beating up myself. You took the punishment yourself. And it's just foolish pride to think that I could ever hurt myself enough to cover what I've done. I could cut myself dry and it still would never be enough. It makes no sense at all. Why do you care? I know I'm undeserving of the love that you have chosen to share. It's just not fair. But love isn't fair. In spite of all I am, you chose to die for me, and that isn't fair. But love's not fair. All right, there we go. Again, that one was called Love's Not Fair. I hope you all enjoyed it. And if you did, that song is available on Spotify and other streaming platforms. Whew, guys, thank you so much for hanging out. We had some fun, friendly competition. Congrats to our winners, Indy and Becky. And man, we had some good, some close competition here. So I hope you all had fun. I'm going to catch up with the chat, and then we're going to put a wrap on all of this. Let's see. I was asking Indy about his trip. Yeah, I'll be leaving Monday for Switzerland. Going to start packing up tomorrow. Yeah, I'm super excited for you. Can't wait to hear all about it. Praying safe travels for you and hoping you have a unforgettable experience. Yep, Becky's saying, hope you enjoy Switzerland. Looks really nice. Yeah, I bet it's going to be beautiful there. Oh, awesome! Yeah, shout out to Indy for sharing my post and B seeing that. Well, B, I appreciate you following the post and tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Hope you enjoyed the music and the competition. Let's see here. Yep, some good stuff. Yep. Yep. Becky's saying, no, you're not a failure, Quincy. Well, thank you. This song slaps. Yeah, thanks. Nice, Quincy. Yep. That's kind of what it's all about. It's actually a song about my relationship with God. And it's sort of how I have viewed myself before, viewing myself as a failure or less than or not good enough. And then the contrast of that of how God sees me. And that's kind of what it's about. You know, when you hear love's not fair, it sounds like a complaint, like love's not fair, but that's actually what love is. Love is not fair. That's what makes it so special. Love isn't something that you earn or you deserve. It's love that even in spite of it, like even when you don't deserve it, somebody's willing to give that. That's what love is. It's unselfish, and that's what makes it special. So, but thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the song. No problem. Great stream. Thank you, B. Much appreciated. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, if you'd like to show some support, there's that link there. Again, we'll be back next week. I think next week is going to be the request week. Now, with requests, it is original songs, but I'll have a list of my songs in the description. And whichever song of mine you'd like to hear, maybe there was one you heard tonight or one you heard on another stream or one you've heard on Spotify. And if you'd like me to play that song, just request it and I'll play it just for you. So guys, thank you so much. Again, here's the link if you'd like to show some support for my music. I hope you all have a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, night, whatever time it is, wherever you're in the world. Until next time.